Adam Sandler, Selena Gomez, and a cast of supporting voices are all back for a new adventure in Hotel Transylvania 3. The story picks up right after the second movie, and while the film is filled with a lot of comedic moments, there are a lot of scenes and plot points which just don't make a lot of sense. Time to break down the story of Dracula and family's crazy moments on summer vacation. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new ScreenRant content.
Oh, you can eat my babe. Full service spa.
The Fish Servants. Throughout the Hotel Transylvania series, we're pretty used to seeing a wide variety of monsters and goofy designs. The one thing we cannot get over in HT3 is seeing the fish workers on the cruise ship. The whole ship is filled with these giant fish who featured oversized human feet they walked around on. We know the origin stories of the majority of our monsters, but where did these servants come from? Who decided to experiment on dozens and dozens of fish? And how can all of these fish easily breathe out of water? The more you stare at these fish, the stranger they become, especially because of the ultra-realistic design of their fish heads themselves. And at the end of the movie, just when they have left the cruise ship and the fish should be gone, we see one of these fish checking into the Hotel Transylvania. Frankenstein's hands. A funny little subplot in Hotel Transylvania 3 involves the Frankenstein monster taking advantage of the casino games on the ship. Of course, he takes his gambling too far and ends up betting his hands once he has run out of money. Like many others, Frankenstein loses his hands at the casino, and it's later revealed he must replace them with lobster claws. While the gag is funny and makes sense for the rest of the vacation, you would think by the end of the film he would have found some way to get proper replacements. There's a huge difference between having 5 fingers and a lobster claw. Frankenstein was put together from various body parts anyways. There must be some way to find replacement hands once they're all back at the hotel.
First ever monster cruise!
Ship size. Like many parts of the Hotel Transylvania series, the cruise ship the family goes on is massive and over the top. Looking like a taller version of the Titanic, the massive size of the ship is ideal for hosting all of the monsters. While the design looks great in animation, there are clearly dozens and dozens of floors built into the ship, yet a majority of the ship scenes take place on the top deck. We know Van Helsing is hiding in the bottom of the ship, but what about all of the other floors? A grand tour of the ship could have showcased what the rest of the space was used for and resulted in a number of various sight gags for the movie. Now it's all just left as a big mystery. Traveling with Puppy. Between Hotel Transylvania 2 and 3, the filmmakers released a short entitled Puppy. In the short, Dennis gets his own puppy, which turns out to be a massive version of the puppy he eventually named Tinkles. Tinkles not only becomes a big part of the Hotel Transylvania family, but they decide to bring him along for the cruise. While the puppy pops up here and there, you have to wonder how they managed to travel with such a large mutt. Never mind getting the puppy on the ship itself, one of the hardest parts of traveling with Tinkles would be getting the massive creature aboard the Gremlin airplane ride. The size of the dog and traveling really makes no sense, but Tinkles does provide enough laughs to make us forget about the inconsistencies with the pet.
You were right, great-grandfather Van Helsing.
Van Helsing's motive. For multiple decades, Dr. Van Helsing spent his time hunting monsters, and a great deal of time taking on Dracula with little to no success. The main reason for hunting the monsters is because they are different than humans, and Van Helsing fears how different they are. The only confusing part is that after all of these years, Van Helsing appears to be more of a physical monster than any of them. While his whole body has been replaced with a metal contraption, and he is barely human anymore. A little self-reflection may have stopped him from his deadly mission after all of this time.
Stage dive!
The MACARENA. One of the big twists in Hotel Transylvania 3 comes during the final battle with the massive sea monster known as the Kraken. As Van Helsing uses an old song to entice him to kill, Jonathan has to find a song to counter it and chooses the dance classic the Macarena. While the song works for the scene, there are others that probably would have been more fitting. The scene and moment would have been the perfect time to bust out the classic dance hit, the Monster Mash. Even Michael Jackson's Thriller would have worked here. Using a dance song with monster themes could have created a more fitting way to calm the Kraken down and get everybody dancing.
The place we always talked about for Mavis.
Monster relationships. At the end of Hotel Transylvania 3, Dracula gives a great speech about embracing our differences and showcasing how so many people are different and why it doesn't matter. The message would come across a little better if the monsters were actually in relationships with people other than their own kind. There's the born-again Frank and his bride, the werewolves, and even the invisible couple. The only ones who seem to mix up their kinds are Dracula and his daughter, as they both fall in love with humans. Why isn't the mummy with a werewolf? Showcasing more diversity in the monster pairings would help make the message even stronger in the film. And there you have it. Did you enjoy Hotel Transylvania 3? Should there be a fourth one in the series? Is there anything we missed that doesn't make sense? Let us know in the comment section below. While you're down there, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to ScreenRant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with all of our awesome videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you at the movies.